Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Sideshow Collectibles G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Firefly, the Cobra Saboteur. Now, of course, this is the brand spanking new figure that Sideshow Collectibles just released. Let's actually get a look at all sides of the box. As you can see, he's in various poses. Back here, you've got different pictures of him and different parts of his gear. His backpack, his goggles, his clips. Down there, a picture of at the time I'm making this video, the unreleased Flint figure and the Cobra Sniper, who's already been released. And panning back out. Firefly's file card says, "No one knows what Firefly's real name is or what he looks like. He is known by his work. Experts in all NATO and Warsaw Pact explosives and detonators. Always places his charges in one place that affords the maximum damage. There is no question about his infiltration skills, since no one has ever reported seeing him enter or leave the target area." And his little clip down at the bottom says, "Even Cobra Commander doesn't know much about Firefly. His fees are paid into a numbered Swiss bank account and are always payable in advance. He makes no guarantee and gives no refund." So, that being said, of course you have the standard magnetic flap over here on the side. His quick little gear loadout, of course it describes the body that they used to make Firefly, and it says, "Detailed gray camouflage top with hood and pants, gray waterproof gaiters." Just goes down a list of his clothing, goggles, magazine and compass pouches, radio detonator pouch, tactical knee pads, 3 sets of interchangeable hands, 9mm submachine gun, sound suppressor, 30-round magazines, M68 close combat optic, let's see, pistol with holster, sound suppressor, laser sight, and 12-round magazines, smoke grenade, stun grenade, fragmentation grenade, blast mines, Tonto fighting knife with scabbard, radio detonator, and suitcase bomb. So that being said, let's finally open this guy up. And you can see over here they've got all his gear. Over here is Firefly himself. And he does come with an alternate head. Mainly because when they first showed the Firefly figure, and they showed him with just the standard black head, black masked head, people freaked. I mean, G.I. Joe fans, we just were outraged that they didn't give us the standard camouflage head. And you can't say Sideshow doesn't listen to their fans, because after that they went back and they included the second portrait, as they would call it, of Firefly in the standard figure for no extra charge. Of course, get a quick look at all his gear here, if I can get it without a glare on the box. Of course, just a quick pan down. All his pouches, his backpack. Of course, zoomed in a little too far. So, over here you've got your 2 read-ups. I'm not going to read the one on Cobra, but I will read the Firefly one. And it says, "As the Cobra lies in wait, it patiently contemplates its next strike. Some Cobra strikes are designed to demonstrate the full strength and capabilities of the organization, while others are delicate, precise, and designed to destabilize the target in one manner or another. The abilities of the saboteur known as Firefly exhibit their range of terror. His skills are widely known and his reputation is global. When Cobra decides to send its message via an act of sabotage, it hires Firefly to deliver this message, and the only guarantee Firefly will make is that he will collect his payment. His services are non-refundable and have been called upon by Cobra so frequently that he has practically become a member of the organization. Very little is known of Firefly beyond his proficiency in sabotage, infiltration, and espionage. Early in his life, Firefly was brought into the Koga Ninja Clan, and his aptitude earned him the moniker of Faceless Master. Eventually, Firefly attempted to aid Cobra Commander in eliminating the man known as Snake Eyes, as he was training with the Arashikage clan. This attempt did not succeed, but would eventually lead to future encounters with the G.I. Joe team and an ensuing enmity between the two. Firefly is ingenious in his capabilities with explosives and can employ them with surgical precision. He is quite frankly a connoisseur of terror, thus making him all the more crucial to Cobra's agenda, and all the more lethal to G.I. Joe. As the timer counts down, be assured that the damage will be dire. And then it says Cobra with an exclamation point. So I'm quite a read-up here. Almost 5 minutes on packaging. But that being said, let's finally pull this bad boy out of the box. And here we have Firefly, the Cobra Saboteur, out of packaging. And as always, Sideshow did an amazing job with the detail on this figure. Get a good look at his face sculpt there. All his various pouches have his clips. You know, there's his radio detonator, which I have in his hand. It has a pouch. He's got his gun in his hand with its silencer. I mean, just an amazing job. Of course, I have his suitcase bomb down there. Actually, let's get a look at this suitcase bomb really quick. You flip open these tabs. Suitcase opens, and there you've got the 2 bombs inside. They're both exactly the same. Just got the keypad, and it says 2 minutes 40 seconds, which is exactly what it says on his little radio detonator. Figure I'll keep those at least by the foot of his base, if not holding them. Of course, let's get a quick 360 of this guy. As you can see, the backpack with all its various grenades and everything hooked on it. Of course, let's get a good look at that. Turn it around here at this angle. Every zipper on there does function. And one thing you're supposed to, I believe, supposed to have inside the backpack, because I couldn't find a place to storage, are his 4 mines, which are all magnetic, which surprised me. But I figured I'd go ahead and put those in there after I got the review done. Of course, all his grenades do unhook from their pin, as you can see here. One of his flashbang grenades. Putting that back in. Be really careful when you zip it and unzip it. It just feels like it's, you know, not meant to handle a lot of pressure. Down there, he's got some more clips. Of course, you can pull his hood up and over. Better to take the goggles off first, though. As you can see there. Oops. And, well, that aside, they came up with a really interesting way for the straps to work. You've got these 2 little plastic hooks. And as you can see up here, you just kind of slide them into the little spaces. So, I don't know, to me that works a lot better than previously released Sideshow figures designs. And it gives you a little bit of customization freedom. Of course, he's got his knife down here on his boot. Let's pull his gun out of his hand really quick. Of course, a very nice gun. Silencer detaches, clip slides out. You can see the bullet in the top of the clip. The sight goes forward and back, and of course the stock extends and closes up. He does have his alternate head laying around here somewhere. There it is. Of course, let's zoom in really quick on this, picking the camera up. You can see it's the exact same head sculpt with a different paint job. I'm actually kind of torn. I think they both look great, but I think I'll stick with the standard camo just because it is more classic G.I. Joe-ish. Putting his head down here. Of course, you've seen a suitcase nukes. His alternate hand, not nukes, just suitcase bombs. You get another alternate right hand, well, left hand in the trigger position. A fist, well, it's kind of slightly open, but a fist. Of course, well, a set of fists, actually. And his other hand, which is meant to be holding the suitcase, if you want him holding it. Once again, I'm probably going to end up laying this down beside his base. I'm not going to go over all his articulation just because he's got so much, and all this gear on it would really hinder him, and it would knock stuff off. And with a Sideshow figure, your detail is always going to be lost. Let's just say he has all the major points of articulation. Also, he's got, if I didn't say, I've got his gun clipped in over here, and all these little straps and gear and different little accessories like that. Really easy to knock out, so just trying to be gentle with this guy right now. So, that being said, right now, Firefly is running you, he's just starting to ship, so if you didn't pre-order him, your best bet's going to be eBay. This is the standard version. He'll run you roughly around $120. Now, the exclusive version, which comes with an IED, improvised explosive device, which is a mortar shell with a cell phone duct taped around it. That's the only difference in the figure. It's running you roughly, if one shows up on eBay, I think they go for around between 170 to 200. Let's get his gun back in there. I had my gripes with the Sideshow G.I. Joe line before, but the sheer amount of detail and the fact that they've clearly evolved on some of their designs and made them work a little bit better. All the gear being storable on his backpack, the zippers, the guns, the radio detonator, the suitcase bombs, everything about this guy is fantastic. Oops, speaking of which, you just saw me knock off yet another of his little clasp. Of course, they switched it up a little bit since I reviewed the Sideshow Snake Eyes. Now the base is one of the newer design ones. So, I actually highly recommend the Sideshow Firefly. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, Firefly is my favorite Cobra character, so I just had to pick this guy up. Let's put your goggles back on. One small complaint is I thought these would be like a clear plastic. They're not. They're just painted red on the outside. So, but that's hardly a loss in my book. Firefly is a fantastic character, a must-have for any G.I. Joe fan. This is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.